And so you're constantly, instantly manifesting. Everyone is instantly manifesting. No one is not instantly manifesting. You're instantly manifesting in accordance with the vibration that you're outputting. Law of attraction insists that you are. You are all instantly manifesting. The equivalent of what you got going on vibrationally.
So all the steps
and so maybe they're just doing a better job of holding their thoughts where they want to be so that their instant manifestation is in accordance with what they want, where a lot of people are instantly manifesting things that they don't want. We thought you'd like that. Because it's true. It's what's really going on. Mm-hmm. You can instantly manifest clarity, or you can instantly manifest confusion. And depending upon how well you've mastered your focus depends upon whether it's instant or slower. You see what we're getting at? Yeah. So we think that what you're looking for in them, that you're wanting to foster in yourself, is the power of focus. We also know that they find alignment before they begin to focus at all.
Right.
And that alignment really speeds the process because you tap into the power that creates worlds. Mm-hmm. That's everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Something more?
Yes, thank you again.
Really good.
I'm so happy to be here. And on my drive in at 5 o'clock this morning, I was thinking, what could I ask you? And feeling really tired, I was wondering that I love creating my reality, and I know I get what I want, but sometimes...
You get what you think about.
Yes, what I think about. But sometimes when I'm so sure of it, and it doesn't happen, I often think, is that because something greater is going to happen?
Maybe.
Or because I wasn't ready for it?
Well, it means either that you're not ready for it or it's not ready for you. It means that there's not a vibrational match. Or it means that what you think it is and what it is aren't quite the same. But if you start with the premise that things are always working out for you, and you start with the premise that you are worthy, and that you are good, and that things are always working out for you, and then you watch for the evidence of things working out for you, then that all clears up pretty fast.
So I don't have to focus on a specific thing I want? I just have to...
Sometimes that's fun. This is the way we would play that if we were standing in your physical shoes. If you know for sure, because you can tell by the way you feel, that you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on, then focusing on it adds more fun to it, doesn't it? Isn't it fun to get more specific when you're really in alignment? But if you're not tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and you're trying to be specific in order to make it happen, that feels grueling, that feels hard, that feels like effort, that isn't fun. So just try to figure out as best you can how tuned in you are. So the rule of thumb is, if you're in the receptive mode of vulnerable or victim or anger or overwhelmment, be more general, not more specific. Back off from the specifics to try to slow that momentum down. Because the more attention, the more momentum. And the more momentum, the more you move toward whatever it is you've got going on. So if you're moving towards something that you don't want, slow it down by becoming more general. If something unpleasant has happened to you, rather than explaining all the specifics to someone about it, get real general about it. Oh yeah, that happened. How do you feel about it? Not good. What do you mean? Give me more detail. Not good. Well, I want to know what you mean. Not good. Well, give me more specifics. Don't know how. In other words, but if you get detailed about it, then they'll go, oh yeah, and then you say, oh yeah, and then oh yeah, and then off you go into more and more and more of the same. So more general slows it down. If you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and you're really feeling good about it, then the more specific you are, the more fun it is. The more ideas flow, the more the universe answers your ideas, the more birds fly in to punctuate, that was a good idea and that was a good idea. The more evidence you have that you're rolling, the more fun it is. So the better it feels, the more specific. The worse it feels, the more general.
You did mention that when we sleep, we slow down momentum.
Yep.
Or that it stops. Sometimes I find myself dreaming of things, unwanted and wanted. And I would just like some clarification on dreams. And if there is no momentum, do we dream because that's foreseeing where our vibration is?
Understand the difference between momentum and vibration. The thoughts that you've been thinking have caused a activation of vibration that equals your point of attraction. So we've been saying for a long time that what you think and how you feel and what manifests always match. Same is true of your dream state. What you've been thinking and how you feel about it and what manifests in your dream state always matches. So when you go to sleep, while you're sleeping, you are not adding any more momentum to what's been going on. So when you awaken, your vibration is where it has been. But because there's not active momentum happening right now, that's your best opportunity to set it off on a different foot, to get out of bed on the right side, to reach for a thought that feels better. You see what we're getting at? When you awaken from a really good dream, say to yourself, ooh, I like that. And then replay it and try to get the feeling of it and increase that momentum. Get the vibration of that more practiced in your vibration. Make that a stronger part of your point of attraction. But if you awaken from a dream that is unsettling, then don't express it to someone. Don't try to figure it out. Don't reactivate it. Don't keep it active. And you'll begin to notice that the good dreams become more frequent. The bad dreams dissipate altogether. And the same is true of what's happening in your wake state. It just happens faster in your dream state because you are resistance-free while you sleep. Also, it's important to know about your dreams. You didn't dream it all night long. You downloaded it when you woke up. And you downloaded it in accordance with the vibration that was active within you when you woke up. So if you went to bed worried, you're going to wake up less worried than you were when you went to bed. But you still most likely are going to wake up worried. And if you catch a glimpse of that and then you go back and regurgitate what you've been worried about, then nothing much changes, you see. So sleeping is the opportunity to slow down the momentum of unwanted thoughts, unwanted things. Also, appreciation is the most powerful tool for shifting vibration. Meditation is a powerful tool too. So of all the tools, sleeping or meditation or appreciation, because they all improve vibration and they all decrease resistance. Sleeping is not as effective as meditation. Meditation is not as effective as appreciation. When you sleep, you're not actively thinking. But when you wake up, you could remember what you were thinking. When you meditate, you stop thought. So your vibration raises. When you appreciate, you specifically guide the thought. You see what we're getting at? And so just use whatever tool is the path of least resistance from where you are. If we were standing in your physical shoes, every day we would sleep more than you do.
I take frequent naps.
Every day we would meditate more than you do. We would meditate for 15 or 20 minutes every day. And every day we would appreciate more than you do. And if you just do those things deliberately, your cork's going to float, your cork's going to float, your cork's going to float. And since you've already done all the other work, you've sifted and sorted and you've filled your vortex and your vortex is ripe and ready for you and now you're in the receptive mode and now you can get on with what you came for. You see, you have put enough in your vortex to keep yourselves busy for 20 or 30 lifetimes. It's time for you to start cashing in your chips. Enough?
Yes, thank you.
Really good.
The first thing you have to do is you have to decide, are you going to be defined by a vision of the future or are you going to live by the memories of the past? Now, thoughts are the language of the brain and feelings are the language of the body, and how you think and how you feel creates your state of being. So we could say then, most people's entire state of being when they start their day is in the familiar past. Well, if you live in the familiar past, then it makes sense you're going to create the predictable future. Your body is your unconscious mind. Some people would rather cling to the familiar than take a chance in possibilities. So for most people then, they say, well, I don't really see how my thoughts have anything to do with my destiny. Well, that's because 95% of those thoughts are subconscious programs, right? So you're not even conscious that you think those thoughts. So the first step to change is starting to think about what you've been thinking about and change it. And then when you begin to observe those thoughts, you're no longer the program, you're the consciousness observing the program.
Just simply by being an observer of your thoughts.
Right. Once you become aware of that, now now the game is on, right?
Yes.
Because now you're working to become conscious of that and not go unconscious again. And it takes an incredible amount of awareness.
Yes.
It takes a great amount of consciousness, and you can't have consciousness without energy. So you got to raise your energy in order to get to it. Otherwise, you're going to be consumed.
Yes.
You're going to return back, right? So if you start becoming familiar, so conscious of those unconscious thoughts, they would never slip by your mind unchecked by you. Now, that is when you really catch yourself, right? And the research shows that you can get better at this. You could actually sense the thought before it comes. Here's the key. If you were able to become familiar with gratitude, become familiar with wholeness, become familiar with abundance, become familiar with freedom, and you're able to generate those chemicals every single day, more than likely you would be walking around feeling like your future has already happened, and you would no longer be looking for it to happen. When you're connected to the past, you're looking for it, and if you're looking for it, you're separate from it. If you're being it, then there's a complete change in energy, and nobody changes until they change their energy. And when you change your energy, you change your life. You would already feel like it has happened. Now, what is the importance of that? Well, you're literally becoming somebody else. So you're leaving your lack, you're leaving your guilt, you're leaving your emptiness behind. And you got to maintain that modified state of mind and body your entire day, independent of the conditions in your outer environment, independent of your body's cravings of those emotions and habituations, and independent from time. And if you can, get ready. Because something weird or unusual, some synchronicity, some coincidence, some opportunity is going to land in your lap, and you didn't have to go and get it.
Yes.
It came to you. Now you're the vortex of creation. People say to me, why do you meditate every morning? I say, because if I can overcome myself in the morning, the rest of my day is easy. It's easy.
Not true?
Because that's what it's about. You master yourself, you master your life.
Yes.
And so then all the chatter in your head that you listen to all day long, that is called the default mode network in the brain. Our research shows that shuts off. Not just shuts off during the meditation, it stays shut off for the rest of the day. So you just have a clear flow on where you're going, and you trust yourself more. So then when you start practicing creating that brain and heart coherence, you can believe in a future that you can't see or experience with your senses yet, but you've thought about enough times in your mind that it's actually, there's physical evidence in your brain to look like it's already happened. And you can begin to understand you can select a new potential in the quantum field, and every day emotionally embrace that future reality to such a degree that your body begins to believe it's living in that future reality in the present moment. In the act of closing your eyes and just thinking about and rehearsing what you're going to do, your brain doesn't know the difference. And if you get caught up in it, you begin to install the neurological hardware in your brain to look like you've already done it. Now the brain's no longer a record of the past. Now it's a map to the future. You are priming your brain, and if you keep doing it, the hardware will become a software program. You know what that means? You just might start acting like a happy person. Well, there's no surprise there. You install the circuit. Today we do battle. Today, this is it. And you sit through that and you make your way, even though your body's trying to get up and you keep settling it back down. I'm telling you, when you start your day that day, you will be more kind, more loving, less judgmental, more patient, more present, because you're mastering the present moment. That means you're not in the predictable future. You're not in the familiar past. You're mastering time. And so then, if where you place your attention is where you place your energy, and all of your attention is in the present moment, you've got a lot of energy to do amazing things. Close your eyes. Retreat from your life. Disconnect from your body. Disconnect from your environment. Disconnect from your schedule. And just give yourself an hour or 45 minutes or 20 minutes. Because when you invest in yourself, you invest in your future. And when you believe in yourself, you believe in possibilities. And when you believe in possibilities, you believe in yourself. That which we are seeking is seeking us. It's not like it matches our efforts. And so then when people have that uncompromising will, come up against themselves and just say, when the body's going, giving everything it has, it's when you say, that's all you got? That's it? That's all you're going to put out to? I'm ready. And so then when you start overcoming that, the side effect of it is that all of a sudden you're happy for no reason. And you're less seduced and believing that you need something outside of you to make you feel better. All of a sudden, you're feeling better every day without anything outside of you.